The typical American family of 4 tosses out roughly $1,500 worth of food every single year. Not eaten, thrown straight in the trash. The average monthly payment on a new car hit $772 in the last quarter of 2025, according to Edmunds, and more than 1 in 5 new car buyers now sign up for payments over $1,000 a month. Altogether, Americans are carrying $1.655 trillion in auto loan debt. Meanwhile, the average coffee shop order runs $6 to $8, and someone grabbing a specialty coffee every workday is spending somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 a year on a drink that costs about a quarter to make it home. These numbers capture the real gap between how the average person handles money and how people who actually build wealth handle it. That gap isn't some dramatic lifestyle overhaul. It's a stack of boring, unglamorous habits that quietly compound into massive financial outcomes over time. Nobody wants to hear this. Scroll through social media and you'll drown in content about side hustles, crypto bets, and get-rich-quick schemes. Boring doesn't get clicks. Boring doesn't look good on Instagram, but boring works. This video walks through 10 habits that are about as unexciting as personal finance gets, and about as effective as it gets too. None of them will impress anyone at a dinner party. All of them will make you wealthier if you actually stick with them. As a rule of thumb, the more boring your money habits look from the outside, the better you're probably doing. Habit 1. Keep driving your older car way longer than feels comfortable. The average new vehicle payment sits at $772 a month, according to late 2025 Edmunds data. That's $9,264 a year before you even factor in insurance, maintenance, gas, and registration. Kelley Blue Book data shows a brand new car loses about 20% of its value the second it leaves the lot. And by the end of year 1, depreciation typically hits 25–30%. A $48,000 car is suddenly worth $33,00036,000 within 12 months. That's a bigger loss than many Americans manage to save in an entire year. The financially smart move looks nothing like what car ads are selling. A 5-year-old Camry or Accord runs $15,000–$20,000, has already eaten the worst of its depreciation, and won't need major repairs for years. Modern cars regularly last 150,000 to 200,000 miles with basic upkeep. Drive it for 3 or 4 years, sell before big repairs start looming, and you'll often get close to what you paid. That creates a kind of recycling loop. The same chunk of money rolls from car to car instead of bleeding out through depreciation and interest. This shows up consistently in research on how millionaires actually behave. Ramsey Solutions surveyed over 10,000 millionaires and found the median price they paid for a vehicle was $31,367. And the top 3 brands they drove were Toyota, Honda, and Ford. Not luxury badges, reliable, unglamorous transportation. Here's the uncomfortable math. Someone who skips a $772 car payment, drives a paid-off older car instead, and invests that $772 every month at 8% returns ends up with roughly $170,000 after 15 years, just for the privilege of not having a new car. A $4,000 Honda Civic and a $50,000 luxury SUV both get you from point A to point B. One driver arrives having built wealth. The other arrives having destroyed it. This habit stings when your friends are driving something nicer. It means swallowing your ego and tuning out what the neighbors think. But its financial impact is one of the biggest on this entire list. Habit 2. Eat the same handful of meals on repeat. This sounds crazy to anyone who treats every meal as entertainment. It sounds completely obvious to anyone who's actually studied how frugal households operate. Picking 4 or 5 staple meals and rotating through them weekly knocks out several problems at once. Grocery bills stop being a mystery. Buying the same ingredients repeatedly means you always know exactly what things cost, so budgeting stays consistent week to week. Food waste plunges too. RTS research shows the average American throws away about 325 pounds of food a year, which adds up to hundreds of dollars quite literally going into the trash. When you cook the same meals over and over, you know exactly how much of each ingredient you'll actually use, so nothing rots forgotten in the fridge. Meal planning stress vanishes entirely. You already know what's for dinner, because it's whatever's next in the rotation. And your cooking skill for those specific dishes shoots up fast, simply from repetition. The obvious objection: won't this get boring? Surprisingly, not really. Cycling through 5 meals means you're only eating each one about once a week, and you can still tweak sauces, seasonings, and swap things seasonally. The structure ends up creating freedom rather than restriction. Households that adopt this consistently report spending 30–40% less on groceries than households that wing it every week. Habit 3: finish what you've bought before buying more. This builds on the last habit but deserves its own spotlight. Before your next grocery run, clear out the fridge, the freezer, and the pantry. Use what's already there instead of piling on more. USDA data shows Americans waste 30–40% of their entire food supply, which works out to roughly $1,500 a year for a family of 4, straight into the landfill. In fact, food waste is the single biggest material filling American landfills, making up over 24% of municipal solid waste. Cleaning out your kitchen before restocking forces you to actually notice what you eat versus what you optimistically buy. Everyone's bought vegetables with good intentions and watched them rot in the crisper. Everyone's tossed leftovers that sat too long. Everyone's unearthed a mystery container buried in the freezer. These small losses add up to serious annual waste. A simple system: designate 1 week a month as a use what you have week. No grocery trips. Cook from whatever's left, get creative with combinations, and only restock once you've actually cleared your shelves. This single habit alone can cut household food spending by 15–25%, while also killing the guilt of watching good food go bad. Less food wasted means less money wasted. Habit 4: make your coffee and drinks at home. Empower's research puts average American coffee shop spending at about $44.50 a month as of 2025. Gen Z spends even more, around $51 a month. A specialty coffee runs $6.08, so someone buying a coffee every weekday racks up roughly $500 a year on that alone. Brew it at home with quality beans, and you're looking at $25 $50 a cup. Even splurging on premium beans keeps you under $1 a cup. Do the math. A daily Starbucks habit costs about $2,000 a year, while daily home brewing runs $150 $350 a year. That's a difference of $650 $850 annually. Invest that $1,800 gap every year at 8% returns for 30 years, and it grows into roughly $220,000, $250,000 just from making your own coffee. This isn't about deprivation, either. A solid home espresso machine or pour-over setup can produce coffee that rivals or beats what you'd get at a shop, and the ritual of making it yourself can become genuinely enjoyable. The same logic applies beyond coffee. Every small daily purchase, energy drinks, bottled water, gas station snacks, adds up over time. The $27.40 rule makes this obvious. Spend just $27.40 a day on small stuff, and you've spent $10,000 in a year on things you could have made at home, brought with you, or skipped entirely. Save the coffee shop trips for social occasions where the experience actually matters, and keep the daily caffeine run at home where the only goal is caffeine. Habit 5: bring your own food wherever you go. Lunch out typically runs $12.18. A meal prepped at home with similar nutrition costs $3.05. Buy lunch at work 5 days a week and you're spending roughly $500 a year on midday meals. Bring lunch from home instead, and that drops to about $750 $300. That's a savings of $3,000 a year just from workday lunches. This applies to travel too. Airport food is absurdly marked up, and restaurant meals at tourist spots run 30–50% more than the same food at home. Family vacation food spending can easily hit $100 $200 a day. The alternative: hit a grocery store the moment you land, stock up on breakfast, snacks, and easy meal ingredients, and eat out once or twice for the experience rather than defaulting to restaurants every meal. A week-long trip might run $500 in restaurant costs. The same trip with groceries and selective dining out might land at $150 $200. That difference is basically a whole extra vacation. This habit is admittedly unglamorous. Nobody's posting Instagram stories about packing sandwiches for a flight or eating hotel room rotisserie chicken. But the people who do this consistently are also the people who travel more often, because their trips simply cost less. Habit 6. Shop in person instead of online. Online shopping has made spending money almost effortless. A few taps and it's on its way to your door, with zero friction or delay between impulse and purchase. That frictionlessness is exactly the problem. Research on consumer behavior shows online shoppers spend 15–30% more than in-store shoppers on comparable purchases. The algorithms are built to maximize spending, recommended products, one-click checkout, saved payment info. Every barrier between you and your wallet has been engineered away. Shopping in person brings friction back. You have to drive somewhere, walk the aisles, physically carry your stuff, and stand in a checkout line. Every one of those steps gives you a chance to reconsider, do I actually need this? Is it worth the hassle? That inconvenience acts as a natural filter against impulse buys. A practical reset. For 1 month, delete shopping apps from your phone, clear saved payment info from websites, and set a rule that non-essential purchases have to happen in person. The barrier of physically leaving the house stops most impulse buying in its tracks. What you actually need will still be worth the trip. What you only wanted in the moment won't survive that friction. After a month of this, you'll have broken the mindless online spending patterns that were quietly draining your account. Habit 7. Choose a wardrobe and stop buying clothes. Bureau of Labor Statistics data shows the average American spends about $1,800 a year on clothing. And a lot of that gets worn a handful of times before being donated, tossed, or forgotten at the back of a closet. Fast fashion has trained us to expect a constantly rotating wardrobe, with new trends every month and social media pushing endless outfit variety. The pressure to never repeat an outfit has become deeply ingrained, and it's expensive and totally unnecessary. The alternative: build a small capsule wardrobe of quality basics that mix and match, settle on a consistent personal style, buy pieces that fit well and hold up for years, then just stop buying. That means wearing the same things on repeat, being an outfit repeater, looking pretty much the same most days. The payoff is real. No more decision fatigue over what to wear, no more hours lost browsing clothing sites, no more closets stuffed with forgotten items, no more waste from clothes worn once and abandoned. Cost per wear matters far more than sticker price. A $300 sweater worn 100 times costs $3 per wear. A $30 sweater worn twice costs $15 per wear. Quality items worn repeatedly beat cheap items tossed quickly, every time. Research on millionaire habits shows they don't constantly refresh their wardrobes. They find what works and stick with it, redirecting the time and money they'd otherwise spend on clothes toward building wealth instead. Habit 8. Pay yourself first like it's a bill. Most people handle money in the same order. Paycheck arrives, bills get paid, spending happens, and whatever's left over, if anything, goes to savings. That order guarantees savings stay minimal because spending naturally expands to soak up whatever money is available. When savings comes last, savings gets squeezed out entirely. Flip the order. Treat your savings and investment contributions like a bill that has to be paid first. The moment your paycheck lands, automatic transfers should immediately move money into retirement accounts, emergency funds, and investment accounts. Before rent, before utilities, before any discretionary spending. What's left after paying yourself is what you have for everything else, and your lifestyle adjusts to that smaller number instead of ballooning to match the bigger one. More than 1 million American workers have collectively built up over $2 billion through state auto IRA programs using exactly this mechanism. Automatic payroll deductions pull the money out before workers ever see it, so saving happens by default instead of requiring willpower. The logic is simple. You can't spend money you never laid eyes on. Set up automatic transfers for the day after each paycheck. Fund your retirement, emergency, and investment accounts before your checking balance even reflects the deposit, and make saving the default rather than an afterthought. This one structural shift, moving savings from last priority to first, is what separates people who build wealth from people who keep wondering where their money went. Habit 9. Live 2 years behind your income. When income jumps, a raise, a promotion, a new job, the natural instinct is to immediately upgrade your lifestyle. A nicer apartment, a newer car, better restaurants. This is called lifestyle creep, and it's exactly why high earners often feel just as much financial stress as lower earners. Their spending expands right alongside their paycheck at every income level. The fix: act like you're still earning what you earned 2 years ago. When you get a raise, don't upgrade anything. Same apartment, same car, same spending habits. Bank the entire gap between your new income and your old lifestyle. That builds automatic margin. The space between what you earn and what you spend keeps widening with every raise instead of staying flat. Goldman Sachs research found that 41% of Americans earning $300,000, $500,000 say they're living paycheck to paycheck, and 40% of people earning over $500,000 say the same. These are high earners with zero cushion, purely because their spending grew right along with their income. The 2-year rule breaks that cycle. Your lifestyle still improves eventually, it just lags behind, and that lag lets savings compound for years before it ever gets spent. Someone earning $65,000 while living on $55,000 has $10,000 a year to invest. If their income rises to $80,000, but their lifestyle stays frozen at $55,000, they suddenly have $25,000 a year to invest. Wealth accumulation accelerates dramatically, while day-to-day life barely changes. Delayed gratification isn't exciting. Watching friends upgrade their lives while you hold steady is uncomfortable. But the financial position that restraint builds gives you options they simply won't have. Habit 10. Turn a hobby into a money maker. This last habit flips the script instead of cutting spending. It's about growing income through something you're already doing anyway. Research published by Inc. found that 65% of self-made millionaires have at least 3 separate income streams. Not 1, not 2, at least 3. For most people, building extra income streams sounds exhausting, since side businesses seem to demand time, energy, and skills they don't think they have. Reframe it: instead of launching a business, monetize something you're already into. Love fitness? Document the journey online. Good at a craft? Sell what you make. Know a lot about something? Teach it. Enjoy writing? Freelance. Great at your job? Consult for others in the same field. The barrier to turning an interest into income has never been lower. The platforms for selling products, digital goods, services, content, and expertise already exist. You just have to show up. This doesn't mean quitting your job or grinding 80-hour weeks. Even just 5 hours a week put towards something that generates money can produce an extra $100, $500, or $1,000 a month, depending on the approach. That extra income flows right back into the earlier habits on this list: a bigger emergency cushion, larger retirement contributions, faster debt payoff, and the compounding speeds up because there's more fuel feeding the system. A productive hobby, unlike a purely consumptive one, also naturally cuts spending. Time spent building something makes money, while time spent on passive entertainment usually costs money. The effect works in both directions. The unglamorous math behind real wealth. None of these habits are exciting. Nobody's filming a TikTok about eating the same meals every week or driving a 15-year-old car. The content that goes viral is all flashy purchases, dramatic transformations, and get-rich-quick stories. But the people who actually build wealth, not the people who just look wealthy online, are the ones consistently doing these boring things. Ramsey Solutions research on millionaires found 79% are self-made, with no inheritance involved, and only 31% averaged $100,000 or more in annual income across their careers. The average millionaire got there after 28 years of consistent behavior. 8 out of 10 invested through their employer's 401k, and 3 out of 4 also invested outside their company plan. Not a single millionaire in the study pointed to picking individual stocks as a major factor in their success. The actual path is consistent saving, consistent investing, and consistent restraint, sustained over decades, nothing flashy, nothing viral, nothing Instagram-worthy. Here's the boring math laid out. Driving an older paid-off car instead of financing a new one saves $5,000.8000 a year. Cooking at home with a meal rotation saves $3,000.5000 a year. Making coffee and drinks at home saves $1,500.2000 a year. Bringing food instead of buying it saves $2,000.3000 a year. Cutting impulse buys through added friction saves $2,000.4000 a year. Add it all up, and these habits together represent $13,500.22,000 in annual savings compared to typical American spending. Invest $15,000 a year at 8% returns over 25 years, and it grows into roughly $1.2 million. Boring habits produce millionaire outcomes. Exciting spending patterns produce paycheck-to-paycheck stress, no matter how much you earn. The real choice isn't between enjoying life and building wealth, it's between chasing the appearance of success through spending or building actual success through accumulation. One path photographs well, the other builds financial freedom. According to Bankrate, the average American can't cover a surprise $1,000 expense. The average American carries more credit card debt than savings. The average American will keep working until their body simply can't anymore, because they never built anything that earns money without their labor attached to it. Those averages are what happens when people chase exciting spending instead of boring saving. Unsexy works. Boring builds wealth. The habits that feel like sacrifice in year 1 feel like total freedom by year 10. Choose the boring path, your future self will thank you for it.